Welcome back to the hot seat with me, Joy, and Dr. Ornella, the one I call a surgeon.
Listen.
We're gonna talk about criticism, dealing with criticism, and that's why I called you surgeon.
In this hot
Because you will talk to me like you are asking me questions, but sometimes I'll take it as criticism. How do I differentiate criticism with advice? How do I differentiate those
Okay.
two?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Since we're going in straight, right? Since there is no waste of time,
No.
we go deep right away.
We ain't got time for shallowness.
You
No,
know.
let's go deep.
All right. So, here's how I deal with criticism.
Yeah.
If you don't know me personally, I won't take it personal.
Okay.
If you don't know me personally,
Okay.
you don't know enough to give me healthy criticism. Criticism comes from people who know my struggle, who know what it takes. It is you have to seek criticism from people who know your heart. Because if they know your heart, and if you know their heart, they are coming from the right places. Because remember, we were talking about jealousy before.
Yeah.
So sometimes criticism is out of place of giving them an opportunity to break you by using I'm giving you an advice. But really, criticism is about, does this person care enough about me? Because if this person cares enough about me, I have to listen. But people are so insecure that they don't want advice, they don't want criticism. We live in a time, in a culture now that says, I don't need anybody. I do what I want, when I want to, how I want to.
Yeah.
The culture is telling people, you don't need a community.
Yeah.
You don't need mentors. They
Yeah.
tell you, if you're gifted, if you have enough talent, that's all I need. And that's very dangerous, because now we have a generation of young people who are growing in gift,
Yeah.
who are talented, who are going into marriage. They don't need elders. Who are going in ministry. They don't have covering. So now, when you offer criticism from a place of love, they're like, you're a hater, right? Because that's what the society says, and that's what the culture says. But if you look at the Bible, you see that that God used prophets. Prophets were supposed to give you criticism.
Yes.
The prophets were for the kings. The prophet went to the kings to give them warnings. Hey, I know you're gifted, but you're going on the side. Hey, I know you love your people, but you're becoming selfish. Hey, you're going away from your vision. You're going away from really what you were called for. And that and now, that was the Old Testament. God was using prophets to give us a word to keep us on track. If you know someone who doesn't need criticism, run away from them. I always say that. The New Testament, God is using who? The Holy Spirit.
Yes.
So meaning that when Jesus goes to the mountain and he's talking to his Father, he knows that he's about to do something that he doesn't want to do. But at the same time, he wasn't criticizing God the Father. He was saying, hey, I am tired, right? So for me, I think that the way you deal with criticism
Yes.
says more about who you are
Yes.
than the people who are coming to speaking to you.
Yes.
So I have found that the most successful people I've ever met and the most healthy people spiritually are people who have people who criticize them.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, is it okay because criticism sometimes comes in a way of questioning you, or I don't have an example right now, but it comes in that form where you feel like they're questioning your ability, they're questioning if you're still focused, they're questioning what you're doing, why you did it, do you think it's okay to question someone or criticize someone if you're not gonna give them a solution? Just point out the problem.
No.
Like, okay, you have this problem, and then that's it. You just throw out a criticism, and then you have no advice, you have nothing to help that person get better.
No, because that creates a spirit of confusion. So you are leaving that person with confusion than a solution. Right? So if I'm going to criticize, I'm going to say, from my perspective, this is how I think you should do it.
Right.
Now, what you choose to do with that, that's up to you. But to tell someone, I don't like that you did this, and then you walk away, that's not criticism.
Okay.
You see, that is trying to bring someone down. And I think that people don't know the difference between those.
Yes.
And I think that every prophet, every time God sent them, he always gave them another thing to do. I'm giving you an option. I'm giving you a way. I'm giving you an instruction. So if someone tells you, I don't like this, but they don't give you another option, they are not giving you healthy and constructive. Okay, there's two types of criticism. I forgot to say. There is constructive criticism.
Yes.
Constructive criticism is you build on that criticism. That's why it's called constructive.
Yes.
It builds up. Right? Then there is, I like to call it the oppressive criticism. It oppresses you emotionally, it oppresses you mentally, and it oppresses you physically, because some criticism, you take it so much, it causes anxiety in your body.
Yes, exactly. That's, you just transitioned so well in the question I wanted to ask. When is it time for, if I'm the one criticizing you, when is it time for me to stop criticizing you about the same thing? Because you're talking about anxiety, and I have had an experience with my own brother, because the people who are close to you know you the most, and they're the people who are not afraid to criticize you, whether you like it or not, whether you're in the right mental space to receive it or not, they're gonna throw out that criticism. And sometimes when you're still growing and when you're trying to change that thing they've criticized you about, sometimes you get tired of hearing the same thing. So when do we know when to stop and give someone space to grow, or give them a chance to grow before we keep criticizing them about the same thing?
Okay. Constructive criticism works only when you go and reflect on it.
Okay.
In those reflective moments, that's when you learn, okay, how can I apply this? Most people you can give criticism to, they're not going to go and think on it. They're not going to go and have a plan on it. So you learn how to stop when you realize that the person is not thinking, praying on it, thinking, okay, how can I apply this? You see, there are people who would just listen and listen and listen, but then it's not going to go through.
It's not, yeah.
So if you're giving the criticism, I like to do this. I like to pray and say, Holy Spirit, you are the one who's able to touch this person. So you help them open their eyes to see themselves the way that we who are experiencing her see her.
Yes.
Because if the Holy Spirit does not help that person to be convinced, you can write a book, you can write a song, and it will never get through them.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. O. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for another one. Share, like, subscribe, comment. God bless you.